guys, how's it going? Neil from the Pentatonic Way, and I'm going to show you how to jam over that backing track, or the way I approach it anyway, using the pentatonic scales like I do. I hope you're having a great day. The best advice I can give you for jamming over this track is to not watch Guthrie Govan jam over it before you jam over it, because, man, that's just ridiculous. I think this was the track that you soloed over that kind of put him on the map on YouTube. People were just like, what the hell? Guy's just amazing. But for us mortals, there's ways to approach it that can make it sound like you are being a little fancier than you're punching above your weight or whatever. It's in C minor. And so you could just jam C minor pentatonic over the whole thing. It's going to sound great. The way that the chords are kind of structured underneath, it brings out some cool sounds. But what I want to do in my soloing, like I usually do, is to try to switch pentatonics for each chord, right? So let's first check out the chords. I got my Strat on buzzy mode, which is like that second setup or whatever, the second setting of the switch, just to be funky, right? Thought it sounded more funky. I don't really use that much, and it was really interesting soloing with it because it's a little less gainy or whatever, which was cool. This is a fast track. All right, chords. Let me stay on task here. Turn my guitar down so you get a cleaner sound. All right, C minor. It's basically a C minor blues that's dressed up fancy for a party. You got C minor, C minor 7. Basically what I was doing was just kind of playing the bottom notes. But we'll get into that. So C minor 7, and then a quick 4 chord, 4 minor. That's F minor 7, and then back to C minor 7 for 2, then F minor 7 for 2, back to C minor 7. Now you get A flat or A flat major, and then to a G7, and in the thing it says G7 flat 10, whatever that is. It's really just a flat 3, so it's like a minor chord. So that's how I was kind of approaching it. Rather than a dominant chord, it was more like a G minor 7, and then it goes back again, A flat 7, major 7, and then G minor 7, and then back to C, then to F minor 7, then to C minor, and at the end a G minor 7. So that's pretty cool, I like that. Change the A flat major 7 to the G minor 7. Pretty cool. Whatever, something like that, right? Cool. So for all the C minors, we're obviously going to play C minor pentatonic at the 8th. That's just that first shape. And then for the F minor 7s, we're going to play the 4th shape there. That makes it F minor 7 pentatonic. And then for the A's, that still works the same. You could use that, which is the 4th shape, because that's the happy twin. A flat major 7 is the happy twin of F minor 7. However, remember I kept saying it was A flat major 7? So what I was using was the 1st shape there. So I'm almost playing C minor over that A flat major 7, because what that does is it gets rid of the A flat root note and replaces it with the major 7. So what I'm really playing here is the minor 3rd, the 5th, the 6th, the flat 7. Wait, sorry. The major 3rd, we're playing A flat major 7. So major 3rd, 5th, 6th, major 7th, and 9th. So you get that really cool sound. You get that major sound. Pretty cool. And you're still just using pentatonics. You're not thinking like, oh, 7-note scales or whatever. You just switch to the C minor, and it automatically like brings out that major sound, major 7 sound. All right, back to the chord progression. Next we have that G minor, right? Now for that, we're going to use the 3rd shape of the pentatonic here at the 8th fret. Because there's your G, minor 3rd, 4, 5, flat 7. All right, so it goes back and forth. So you'd be doing the 1st shape, 3rd shape, 1st shape, 3rd shape for the G, and then back to C, F minor, something like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's basically the 1st shape, the 4th shape, and the 3rd shape, all right there. All right. Now, something you can do with it that's pretty cool, and this is what I did at the beginning of the jam, was just to kind of play dyads, like a 2-note chord. So I'm just grabbing those from the pentatonic shape. So the 1st shape for the C, and then now I'm in the 4th shape. And the 4th shape. 1st shape, and then here's that A, that's the 1st shape, kind of like I'm hitting the root note there, and then the 3rd shape for that G minor, and then the 1st shape, so you can grab different like little bits of those pentatonic scales to make chords in a way. And you just kind of try to remember what scale you're on. There was a part in the solo where I was just like doing that sort of thing. So I'm taking that sort of texture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I felt like the 6s, groups of 6s, worked great over this because it's like a pretty fast, like, so doing that. I like that vibe, you know, that sort of the texture that gives. Quarter notes would be like, would be like, you know, like pretty fast too, but I don't know. I just thought that fourths would be too slow, fifths would be kind of too fast. It was fast. So maybe that was out of the question for improvising, you know, like I'm not that good yet, but I want to get there. So stay tuned. Maybe I will. Anyway, what I was saying is I was doing this thing. And then F, fourth shape, first shape, fourth shape, first shape. Here's the A flat major, first shape. Something like that. I'm trying to speak while I'm doing that to tell you what's happening, and I'm just messing up the lick. But basically what I'm doing is I'm just trying to like keep that texture, that rhythm going over the chord changes. So I'll switch from the first shape to the fourth shape, first shape, fourth shape, and then, you know, for the G, go to third shape. And maybe something like that, like you build it. Go above the first shape and come down when the C hits. So you can hear the chords changing underneath. What do you think? Does it sound right? That's just one place. Then like over the third time round or something, I jumped up here. So now I'm playing, and I'll just do it quick, the third shape. Because there's your C. So that's C minor. And then for the A, F sharp, that's just F minor. Play the first shape there at the 13th fret. And that also works for the A flat major. And then for the G, I'm playing the 5th shape at that 13th fret. So yeah, I wish I was able to throw in more chromatic type things. I'm still working on that. I think that would make it sound more Guthrie-ish, or is it Govan-ish? I don't know. You let me know. What is the adjective that would work with making something sound more like Guthrie Govan? I didn't throw in my triplet, my tomo fugito, tomo-ish sounding lick. You just gotta remember to come on the up. But yeah, I hope you're having a great guitar week. The fall is coming. I love it. And yeah, let me know what's happening in your life. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Keep on picking, y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.